Hey, what's up? 152, March 15th, 2026. Sig time. And what's the video? How to make hydro smaller and better. And it was a video showing these cool hydro dams that it goes in one way and then like goes into a swirl and then goes out. They call them vortex dams. It looks pretty cool. And then it was they talked about something I'd never heard about, a renewable energy thing called osmotic power generation, which I never heard about. There are all sorts of renewable power generation things in the world. And that is really the thing here that people that aren't conservative redneck yeehaw type motherfuckers need to understand is that you don't need to just put something into something and blow it up in order to generate electricity, in order to do stuff. You don't need to just blow stuff up to do stuff. That's old man way of thinking. So on this video, I made a post. And I just said, so this video basically, you can now, because of all this renewable work, this renewable sector of energy now, if we had good leaders, a lot of big cities could probably, if we had good leaders in both municipal, state, and key is federal. Trump just wants to drill, baby, drill because he's old, he's Republican, and he's capitalist. He is, let's make some money off this shit. If we instead had leaders that were like, all right, how can we tax the richest and use that money to help the most, not tax the poorest and use that money to generate money for the richest, that's Trump right there. Lefties want to say, you guys have the most money. You need to give, so that the world can be better for all the other people. And now we can do that. So we can make a great world for America and Americans. We can make free to end user. And that's what I'm talking about when I say free. I mean free to end user, i.e. the people that will actually be building this stuff, not the I created the iPhone. He didn't make shit. That's what I'm talking about. And you were like, oh, he invented the iPhone. No. Everybody but him invented the iPhone. See, we just like saying, like it's the same thing of that guy who's like, my dad built this building with his bare hands. No. Nobody built any building with their bare hands. Unless you're talking about that Lego building that I built with my bare hands. I built a Lego building with my bare hands. Yeah, I did that. I built several Lego things with my bare hands when I was a kid, but I don't think any one person built any one building with their bare hands. Maybe some log buildings, but most people had at least one other person helping them somewhere along the line building their log cabin. Even if it was just that person, just someone being like, you need some water? Here you go, drink this cup of water. That was still some help. It still helped. It was still some help. Thanks, Ma. Thanks for the dinner. That still helped. So, back to this. LA, right? And this can combine solar, wind, small hydro, desalination, osmotic power generation, the one I just learned about, tidal power, and long duration battery storage for LA. Not to mention some other shit that I'm sure there's other weird ass things that are coming through the pipeline or maybe are already there for a city like LA. Not to mention other cities. There's probably lots of other cities out there that can use these kinds of combinations of renewables. To provide free to end user electricity. And because desalination, because you combine the desalination with that osmotic power generation thing, you desalinate the water to provide drinking water, and with the osmotic power generation, now you're using excess electricity from solar, wind, small hydro if there is it somewhere, but whatever. You linkage all of these things together in the system wherever you can. Link them all together. And you get a system that provides you what you need. And the bigger the city, the more of these individual pieces you can add to the system. A small city or town might not be able to do that, but a big city with a bigger footprint can probably put more of these pieces in there. And then you can make it free to end user. And then, because you can do that, you can attract more people. And you can have more specialization of things. You can have more free services to end user. And because you can do that, you can have all these things can start to snowball on themselves. If you are willing to have just the tiniest bit of vision and hope for the future and willingness to crunch into the into a fucking ball your preconceptions about the past and the present and your fear of all that shit. Just squeeze it into a ball and throw it into the garbage pan. If you're willing to do that, then there you go. I've given you what you need to do. I'm not a do it person. I'm not Dia Man. I've shown you what you need to do. Do it. It's up to you to do it. It's right there in front of you. Well, are you gonna fucking do it? I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna do it or not. But I mean, you can keep Trump sucks at everything, or you can, you know, you can keep going on and wait for heaven, die, and be like, well, I'll just wait until I die and go to heaven, or you can bring heaven to earth and not have to die. Personally, I like heaven to be while I'm alive because, I'm alive and, not having to die to see heaven. That would be a really good thing. Because then I don't have to take my chances. But, if you're one of those crazy Christians, you know that you're going to heaven. Really? You're that sure? Because I don't know, man. A lot of you Christians have done some fucked up shit. But you're convinced. So, whatever. Same with you Muslims. A lot of you have done some fucked up shit. Basically, every religious person, I am just not convinced. So, there you are. And that is just that is just that. Seriously. There's just another example of you got all the ingredients here to make life a lot better and you're just squandering it. Opportunities just being squandered. And you're going for the Trump sucks at everything solution instead of choosing, whatever, the better option. But I don't know, whatever. Like I said. So that's it. Tax rich people, kneecap rich people, boobs.